Hi everyone, welcome to episode 0 of Otaku Okashi, also known as Otagashi, episode title, We Don't Know What We're Doing. My name is Kenny-sama, and call me Candy. We have today with me is Worm, Anna, Cupcake, and Ryu. I'm pretty sure you guys don't know who we are and what we're doing here, so let's actually do a little member introduction. So let's start off with Anna.
Hello guys, I'm Anna and I mostly play shooter games as PUBG, who's a dead game now, CS, Siege, and other platformers and some VNs. I love to watch anime, especially cringy romance animes and mangas. And also I like listening to music. The game I have a love-hate relationship with is League of Legends.
Hey.
And my pets are my children. Moving on to another member.
Alright, Worm, up next.
Hi everyone, so my name's Worm. My interests include gaming, including RPGs and VN games. I really like to watch anime and listen to music, and so one of the things I've been into recently is reading manga, manhwas, and webtoons, especially webtoons. If I had to say my favorite genres for anything, really, it's any kind of romance and mystery, psychological, and dark stuff. Like, if you can combine those two together, I'm sold on whatever medium it is. Yeah. Moving on to Cupcake now.
Hi everybody. My favorite thing to do definitely is to play games. My personal favorite genres are JRPGs and VNs. But actually my favorite game is League. Please don't blame me in the comments. I also enjoy anime, manga, binge watching TV dramas. The darker those are, the better. My favorite pastime, though, definitely sleeping. But currently, recently, completely unrelated, I just bought a piano, so I'm relearning how to play that, and that's been really nice.
We have to have you play for us one day.
Maybe. Yes. We'll see. Next up, I believe, is Ryu, right?
Yeah.
Hello, Ryu.
Hello. I'm Hideo. Let's see. I'm a gamer, visual novel addict, and cat girl enthusiast. Sometimes I
And he's so pleased to be here, by the way.
Yeah, he's very pleased.
I got dragged against my will.
Alright, finally it's me. Hi, my name is Kenny-sama, also call me as Candy. I mainly read a lot of things, visual novels to books, to light novels to manga, anything really. Play contact collection all the time. You can always find me there. I occasionally watch anime on the side, and I'm also learning Japanese as well, so hit me up for some Japanese stuff. Alright, so let's get started on like why we're doing this. So a bit of introduction to Otaku Okashi. So basically the point of this was that whenever we talked about VNs or when we discussed about certain topics and stuff, we end up having a really, really long conversation to the point where we just thought to ourselves, why not actually, just come up with a podcast? And then so that's why we're here, and now we're doing a podcast. So this podcast, Otaku Okashi, is going to be mainly focused around visual novels, but we will do some off-topic stuff like, anime, some controversial topics on anime and stuff like that. And we'll talk about a lot of different things, but mainly we focus on visual novels. For today's episode 0, it's going to be very meaty. We will cover that in a bit. But first, let's get started on our first topic. Introduction to VNs. Anyone willing to take over this?
Okay. Did you guys know that visual novels are simply text-based story told in a digital medium, often accompanied by relevant visuals and or audio? And of course this is a bullshit, cause I mean this is like so bland, and everyone knows that this is maybe for old VNs, and today VNs are like way more fulfilling, way more colorful. They have many stories that you can follow and stuff like that.
Oh, there are even ones that have actual gameplay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Those are my favorite.
There's some good RPG ones out there.
Mm-hmm.
JRPGs that are VNs?
Yes.
Well, there's a lot of JRPGs that have visual novel style storytelling.
Mm-hmm. exactly.
Where like all the gameplay will be like you're
Yeah.
dungeon
think
crawling, but anytime they give you a story element, it's gonna appear like a VN with like the dialogue at the bottom, the character
Plus one
sprites, that kind
character
of
point.
thing.
Yeah,
pretty neat.
actually,
That's basically how Fire Emblem did it too, didn't they? They had the strategy and fighting, and then the ending too. They had CGs for each person based on when you get their S support or something like that.
But yeah, there's a pretty thin line between a JRPG with a visual novel storytelling and then visual novels that have RPG elements. It's pretty interesting.
yeah, because people usually
There's a sliding
think
scale.
people usually
Yeah.
think that VNs are mostly dating sims, which
That's not
doesn't
even
have
close
to
to true.
like yeah, it's part
Sad
of the
day.
true. It
Not
doesn't have to
always.
necessarily be like that.
Actually, on that note, actually, I think most people would actually not realize that Persona 5 actually has like VN elements incorporated into it. I don't think anyone actually is aware of that.
Yeah, I know
Like,
a lot of
there's
people
actually
who've played that and then
Wait.
like have never played a visual novel, and they're like, "Oh man, this story's really good. Where can I find more stories like this?" And then you just stare at them like they're crazy. Because
like
Wow.
you do
Don't
know
you
what
know
you just
that?
played. It's a visual novel. Yeah.
But
Never played
yeah, 'cause
I
Persona.
feel a
Yeah.
little mean because visual novels are so niche. But that's why we're introducing it to all of you.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay!
Yes.
To show you that they're not just static games, that they are actually very, very like action based, and you have to decide.
That there's some actions
Yeah.
and there's some that's
Yeah.
like totally fucking story and like romance and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
Like,
there's
I think
there's gotta be VNs like that because they had to like start somewhere. So
Yeah.
There's lots
At
of different
Want to
first
mention
they-
the
genres.
tidbit?
what did you say?
Yeah. You want to mention the tidbit that VN started off as
Yes.
softcore pornography?
Oh my god, yeah, like what guys love the most? They like
I
boobies
don't
and
think
booties.
that's like a secret though.
I mean, I'm sure enough people don't know that. Talk
It's
about it
still
anyway.
true.
Let's go.
Oh wait, really?
I mean,
I thought it was kind of well known because I thought that's why most people kind of shy away from VNs because they're like,
Mm-mm.
oh no, no
A
censoring.
lot of people shy away from them because they like don't know what it is to begin with. Like, what is a visual novel?
It's a book. It's
Like,
also a
some
book.
people think it's just a book. They don't want to sit there and read a whole bunch. Which, I mean, fair. Maybe the genre's not for you if you don't want to sit down and read a book. But not all of them are like that. Some are more entertaining than that. Like we've mentioned the JRPGs with the visual novel storytelling and such.
yeah.
Where there's tons and tons of gameplay between those like
Yeah.
5-10 minutes of dialogue. So it's a
Yeah, I mean
like
they
Ryu said, a
de-
sliding scale.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, VNs developed way more from like when they started, because the first VN was in 1982. Like I wasn't even born then.
Ooh.
What the fuck? That's
What?
so
That's
old.
old. I don't think
Yeah.
any of us were
Wait,
born then, right?
which VN was this?
It was the erotic VN that was
Wait,
in
let me just search
which
this up.
Oh,
you
that's not
had to
the-
finish puzzles in order for a female character to take its clothes off.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
I
Wait,
thought
what?
that
the heck?
crime one came before
That's
that.
a VN?
This sounds like Cutie
You guys
Pop.
haven't
This
heard of
sounds
that?
like Cutie
Yeah.
Pop.
Yeah,
It's the first one. It was a porn.
Do we really want to count that?
and there was
Wait,
and
what's
then
it called?
and then
I
I'm actually not sure what it's called, but I know that it later on it developed into a game called Lolita, and there a male could have like romantic or sexual encounters with various female characters. So it went from like one
Yeah, makes
character
sense.
taking
Or-
clothes off from a puzzle to like
Hmm.
you having encounters with multiple girls. So yeah, that's how it started.
Aram, baby.
And that's like very old time. I mean, 1982, guys.
Interesting.
So old.
What handheld console was available then?
I don't think there was one in 1982.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, actually, didn't the Game Boy come out in like 1980?
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't on Game Boy.
Oh, did
It was
it?
released on the FM7, whatever FM7 is. I'm not old enough to know what FM7 is.
To Google.
Only a boomer would know. Oh, Google.
So yeah,
Let's see.
FMs?
FM7.
Fujitsu Micro 7. It's a home computer by Fujitsu. It was first
Ah.
released in 1982.
Wow.
There we go. So they made a
Exactly.
PC
Oh.
especially for Eroge
So it's a
game.
really old
Wait.
computer.
Holy. Okay. Okay. That's just wow.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
Computer history.
computing. Yeah, we have veered a bit too
Yeah.
off topic on this. Actually, we should go back into VNs. So what do you guys think would define a VN now? Like we know what happened to VNs in the past, like how it started in the first place, right?
Yeah.
What do you think defines a VN right now? Like what do you guys think will have VN elements or like VN categories and stuff?
VN elements as
Like
Definitely for sure. Dialogue boxes with character sprites present, whether they are static or moving and living and breathing, depends on the VN, but definitely like that's the two things that come to mind.
See, for me, if I think about that, I think it's slightly different for me because for me, the main gameplay has to be the one where you're interacting or where the story is progressing, where that information is presented to you in that format, where you have the dialogue box. Because otherwise, then I think of like Fire Emblem, and I wouldn't really consider Fire Emblem to be a VN, though it has VN elements. Because most of the gameplay is actually you on the battlefield in the strategic one. But that's my take, though. What do some of you other guys think?
Ryu, any impressions?
No.
Questions.
I love when VNs have
Impressions.
Questions.
I don't
No.
really think about it that much.
For
Ryu, comments or something? Are you live? Hello?
Look, if it's a VN, then it's a VN.
Yeah, but like what defines it as a
Ryu,
VN?
that
That's
does
the
not
question.
help, you sassy little...
oh, he's so simple. Well, for
I'm not gonna care about the semantics. If it sells as a VN on the market, I'm gonna call it the VN.
wow.
Okay, Ryu, so tell
Okay.
us what a VN is to you.
It says VN.
That maybe somebody wouldn't say was a VN, even if it's marketed as one. Come on,
He's-
work with me.
I feel
No.
like he's like with the Pokemons, gotta catch them all. So he's like, I gotta have all.
He's a VN collector.
yeah.
So like if he says the word VN, he wants to get it no matter
Ryu,
what.
how much
That's
Aeroge do you have on
definitely
your
not
computer, I wonder?
true. Oh, how much do I have? Wait, hold on, I can find the number.
Oh my god, he's looking.
Oh god, here we go.
He's gonna count them.
Let's see.
Hey, so while he's
Oh,
doing that in
man.
the background, does anyone have any like favorite VNs they want to shout out right now? Actually,
I do,
I
but
don't
mine's
know.
for girls.
Ooh, yes. Actually, wait. Annie, didn't you have some information about VNs you were going to tell us?
Okay, it's compiled.
Yes, and it was mostly about the history, but we went from 1982 to like we kind of jumped to too much forward,
Yeah,
to like
modern era,
basically
yeah.
now. So just briefly,
backtrack.
yeah, like
Timeline shout out.
just briefly
No.
about what happened in meantime. So skipping forward couple of years, they made VNs
Mhm.
that were basically sci-fi, or they were, and I don't know, like there's no point really saying them because I don't even think that they're like
Memorable
available
now.
now because they're like very very old, but they were mostly like sci-fi based, or there was even some that were they had some scary stories or cyberpunk in them, because that was like the older times were really into cyberpunk and such stuff. And then jumping forward to 1995 is like where the new generations were born, so they had to like make those people happy. They started,
Ooh, that's me.
yeah, this is when Game Boy was,
Game Boy was released in like
well, it,
1990.
yeah,
Like
in the
I
US?
guess, yeah. Well, that's when they started styling it like narration, so like actual storytelling, and it moved to Otome games in
Oh.
1995 as well, and they were more as like dating sims,
Mm-hmm.
and also one of the popular ones was Ruby Party at that time, and that became very popular category
Wait,
at
Ruby
that
Party?
time. Then
Ruby
there
Party is
were
actually a
crying games. Those are like,
Nakige.
yeah, crying games were
Nakige.
very crying games.
Nakige.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
games
they're called
that
Nakige.
what
Crying game.
crying game.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Wait, so the purpose of these crying games is just to make you cry? Do they have a sad ending though, or is it just really a lot of drama and emotional?
Well, they're usually
emotionally
supposed to be
charged?
sad, yeah.
Literally, beginning is interrupted by illness, like some traumatic event that would like. I mean, eventually it would lead to a happy ending, but like it would be so tragic that people would like cry. It's basically Clannad.
Ooh, like a love dying?
Yeah.
Nice.
So it starts high, then goes low, and then go up
The
again.
one that
kind of
was
thing.
popular was Two
Like-
Heart and One. That was the one that was popular at that
Two Heart.
time. But like going to today's ones, it would be Clannad basically.
Going by today's one, it would be Clannad.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Clannad, that brings us to the first game
Oh,
on our list of popular VNs.
There we
Ooh.
go.
yay.
Because I feel like you can't talk about visual novels without talking about Clannad, which is funny because I've never played it.
I haven't either.
But like,
I
it's,
haven't either, actually.
I have not either.
Has anyone
it's
here
one
played it?
that you
No.
always hear about. It's a classic. It's super sad. It's gonna rip you to pieces. Ryu, you've played it, right?
No, I haven't. I don't like
Really?
Works by Key.
Even
Wow.
guys
I mean,
go like crying, you know, they like go.
I mean, it's not super surprising. It came out in
position and, like,
2004, so I believe all of us were under the age of like what, 13?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 30 on that, yeah. Before
Yeah.
everybody had a chance to play these kind of things. I think at most we watched the anime, but even then, I don't think most of us
I
actually
mean-
watched that anime at that point of time.
I played my first visual novel at like 14 or 15.
Wait,
Yep.
in 2004?
I mean, if someone's like very lazy to play actual game, there's anime adaptation to it that has
That's true.
2 seasons.
I also haven't seen it,
Yeah.
but I've heard nothing but good things, and also it's very sad.
Yeah, I knew a boy who was completely obsessed with it, so I hate it because
What the heck?
that was what I just heard about that, and it was like my childhood revolved around Clannad, and I was so pissed.
What the heck?
Wait, people can't. What?
What?
No, I'm just a bit like just like what that happened. Okay, right.
I mean, to be fair though, it does happen if someone you know is super into
A game,
something.
yeah.
Sometimes it can
Hmm.
it can turn you off from something. Someone else is
Yeah.
too strongly into it.
I have a complaint I want to say about that because that actually happened to me like a bunch of times, especially with like animes, like really popular animes like, you know, Sword Art Online for starters. I never watched it. I never watched it, and I don't think I will watch it because of the fact that people kept pushing it into my face all the time, and I was just end up like
It's okay, you're not missing much.
Yeah,
It's
I do
true,
think that's
true.
one of the reasons I never played Clannad is because like you hear about it from so many people that are older than us, and it's like, all right, cool,
Yes.
I'll just play something else. but if it sounds interesting to you, please play the game. I promise it's good.
It is a classic.
Hmm. We will give Clan a try. Like this could be our so-called homework. We can like go ahead and like try our route in Clannad for all of us.
Ooh,
and then just
okay.
come back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What do you
But I
mean?
had to watch anime.
Well, then watch the
I have other
anime.
novels to read.
Ta-da!
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah,
if you
okay,
don't wanna play it, just watch the anime. Yeah,
Hmm.
we can cry
Yeah, watch the
together.
anime.
All right.
We can do like a watch party. Yeah,
crying
watch party.
part.
So
Ew.
the next game, actually, the next 2 games on my list are in my personal favorite genre, which happens to be the same as Worm. We both like psychological horror games.
We do.
Or well, she likes the psychological aspect, right?
Yeah.
I like the horror aspect. Cause shit. Can I swear?
Yeah, you can pause.
Cause shit gets fucked. Anyways, so
Mhm.
the next game on the list is Zero Escape 999, which is 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. Are you guys familiar with this game?
Yes,
I've heard of it.
Absolutely
absolutely
not.
yes.
Yes.
It's so good, boys. Okay, hold on. So I know I didn't really talk about Clannad or give any information, so I'll put that info in the description below because I feel bad now.
Yeah.
But 999, it
Yeah.
follows this group of like 9 people. They were just like living their lives, and suddenly there's like smoke fills the room or wherever they were, and they're knocked out. And they wake up on this ship. And how the game starts is you're playing as the protagonist, or one of them, and it's like a kind of like a puzzle escape room kind of game, this one. So like when you wake up on the ship, the first thing you have to do is break out of the room you're in because you're locked in, and the ship is sinking. So your room is filling with water.
Oh.
Titanic.
Wait,
It's Titanic.
wait. You wake up,
Uh-huh.
so you're in an unfamiliar place.
Yep.
And you're also, the ship is sinking.
And also the room is filling with water. Yes. It's great.
Oh my god.
And then after that, because like the first thing you notice before the water rising is there's a watch on your wrist. I believe your character's number was please don't crucify me,
If
but I
it's
think it was
9,
7.
I swear to God.
It wasn't 9 because
Mhm.
you so once you get out of that hellhole, right?
Yeah.
You come to like this big center, kind of like Titanic, where it has, you know, like that grand staircase. And
Is this gonna be a spoiler?
you see that there are 9 other people, but one of them is freaking the heck out. And
No spoilers?
Is this spoilers?
this is
No,
a spoiler.
I
this
think,
is like
I
the
think
first
this is
10
all
minutes.
part of the introduction.
Yeah, this is
I'm
the
guessing
first 10
it's the
minutes.
introduction.
Okay.
The first 10 minutes of the story, I should say, because breaking out of the room can take a little bit of time. I won't spoil how to do that. That'd be rude. But essentially, there's this other guy who is just freaking the heck out. You see these doors in front of you. They get explained to you how to use them. And then this guy decides to go through alone. And then everybody finds out what the watches do.
Ooh.
What?
And if you want to know
They
what they
tell
do,
you the
cliffhanger?
time.
you should check out the
They
game.
tell you the time.
I
yes.
hang on. You want us
Does
to find out more?
But it
Play
is
the game.
Wait, you're completely missing. There's no watches in the ship. You're like, what do I do?
I'll tell you guys what it does.
It's
so
the
you can
first
cut
in
it
the Zero
out.
Escape trilogy. There's more.
There is more. Entire
one
series.
one important question though: Do all these have English adaptations?
Yes. They all have English adaptations. They are all available in Steam specifically. So these are very easy to find. That was part of my criteria for making this because I had to do something for criteria.
Just a fun fact.
So, yep.
There,
And
VN started.
a lot of these have. Sorry, you're saying? I was just gonna say a lot of these are not only in English; they're in Japanese, Chinese, and a bunch of
Okay,
other
that's
languages
cool.
as well.
Of course they're in
Of
Japanese.
course they are.
So.
Yeah, in Japanese. Everything's in Japanese.
So, yeah, listen.
Yeah, that that moves us back
Listen.
to another fact, which is that English adaptations started at 2001 because Ace.
More history.
Yeah, more history, because Ace Attorney and Professor Layton were very popular VNs that made people wanted to play them, but not everyone understands Japanese. So they made English adaptations.
Woo!
Yay!
I did
Oh,
not know
interesting.
that Professor Layton
Two-
was like
Yeah,
one
those
of the
are
first.
insanely popular in Japan. Like popular enough that people, like regular people in the West, heard about them and wanted to play them.
Professor Layton is
Like not weebs.
Professor
I
Layton is
see.
actually 2007.
Whoa,
so-
wait,
What?
Ace Attorney, though, is still on my list of games to play
Oh,
one day.
I have that on my
will
Switch.
get
They have
there.
the trilogy on there.
I haven't started Ace Attorney yet.
Wait, the trilogy on where?
Nintendo Switch. Not
I
sponsored.
need to get it! I'm writing that down now.
We need Nintendo Switch.
All right.
Alright, you guys heard it as small advertisement for Ace Attorney. Ace Attorney is now on the Switch. Go ahead and grab that whole trilogy. Commercial shout out!
All
You
right.
should
Yeah.
sponsor us.
Buy a Switch! I
Oh,
want
not even
Switch!
an episode in.
Moving on to the next one, I guess. Danganronpa. The first. This game is also in a trilogy, like the Zero Escape series. I'm gonna be talking about the first one, Trigger Happy Havoc. Again, the entire trilogy for this one and Zero Escape, both available on Steam.
Commercial shout out!
But this
Sounds
one
good,
takes
dude.
place. This one takes place in a high school, a Japanese high school for like the best students, like the best baseball player, the best like model for some reason. And then your character is the best at being average.
All around.
Your character is incredibly average, and that's why you got it. Feels bad, man. But are any of you guys familiar with this one?
I've heard of it.
I am.
It is
Yes.
popular.
I know Worm would be.
Also, for those who are very lazy, it has an anime adaptation as well.
It does
Yes,
have an anime
does.
adaptation.
Wait,
Oh,
for
I think
all three?
quite a few of these
No,
do.
not all three.
No, I think the anime adaptation is just the first one with the one murder bear, not the 2 or the 5.
Don't talk about the other ones.
5?
Don't talk about them. The spoilers.
What?
There's a lot of murder bears. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I
But-
see.
Basically, you go to what you think is a great high school, and then things get crazy, and it's a murder whodunit.
Ooh.
Typical nice stories.
The highs going on lows. Okay.
Because high
Typical
school never goes how anyone expects.
A murder happens and who done it?
Yeah, I'm sorry. You wanted something? View?
We lost him.
Makey you.
View is gone.
One thing I actually want to mention about Danganronpa, right, is that so I've heard before that in the actual, I don't know about the anime, but in the original game, all the blood that's shown is colored this really bright pink color.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
pink.
It's
Oh,
You're
very
kind of
yeah,
wondering,
interesting.
like, why is that there? Was that a
I
design decision?
Don't think it's
And
censorship. I could be
You're
wrong.
close.
But it like fits really well with the whole aesthetic of the game.
Yes.
like, A lot of things
Yeah,
in the
might just be
game are like
stylistic.
really brightly colored. The blood's definitely the brightest colored thing, but I think it's really just to like draw your eye to like how much blood there is, where the blood is, etc.
See,
It
what I've
focuses
actually
on
heard
the-
before is that originally, so the Japanese rating system for games, it goes from Zero. I can't remember what the all ages is. I think it's Zero A. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is Zero A.
Zero A is all ages.
It goes
and Zero
to-
B is slightly higher.
It goes A
By
through
Zero
E.
C, it's like 15 and up. Oh,
Mhm.
there's E.
I think
I've
so.
only seen up to Zero D. Yeah. But so the game originally, I think it was going to be Zero C, which would have been 15 and up. But the developers, they were like, no, we want to market this to an even younger audience because we have all these really interesting and kind of funny characters with interesting interactions.
Not
so they
for a younger
changed the color of the
audience.
blood
No.
from red to pink to lower the
Interesting.
Zero rating
Now-
because
Yeah,
it's not
if it's
red.
pink, it's
That wouldn't
children
surprise
friendly.
me, but definitely not for kids.
Is that really enough to lower the rating?
Yeah.
Really?
Obviously,
Hey,
it is.
That's what
I
I've
think
heard.
so, no.
So maybe it's
Oh.
a rumor.
I'm wrong. It's A through D. You're right, Worm. I thought there was a Zero E, like A for adult over here, but I'm wrong.
I have seen just straight up M though. Even in Japan, they'll have just straight up M.
Oh, really? Interesting. Oh, it's Zero Z.
I
That's
think
what
it was
it is.
either M.
Z.
Yeah.
I
my
was like, I
bad,
know
Zero
there's
Z.
another one, like a high rating.
Yeah. That one.
Yeah, that's the 18 plus.
Wait, how many of this Danganronpa series or how many VNs is there for this series as a whole?
There are 3. But yeah, I'm very interested that like changing blood, possibly changing blood from red to pink lowered the rating because there's a lot of other things
I
in
think, I
there
think it's more of an artistic take on
that should earn it its M rating over here.
Although I think I remember being told that with the murders, you don't ever see them happening in real time. They kind of just find the body of whoever was murdered.
And
or
oh,
something
do
like
they
that.
find the bodies?
The what?
Oh, do they find them? What?
Oh, how do they find
Nothing.
the bodies?
I said, oh, do they find them?
Oh, oh no. Oh no.
Has anyone played this, like the actual VN itself? Has anyone here played it?
I haven't played it.
I've watched the anime and then I watched a Let's Player play at least half of the first game. It seemed really interesting.
Yeah, I've gotten through half of I got such a big backlog, guys.
We all do. We
Same.
all do.
Like, I start them, and I get a new one, and then I start that one, and then I forgot that I started another one. It's great. Speaking of games that I've started and never finished, Steins Gate.
Oh, yep. Don't-
Ooh.
Can we not talk
all of us
about
know
this?
what Steins Gate is.
Wait, why?
Well,
Oh,
too bad,
no.
Candy. It's on the list. Also, if you don't want to play it, again, there's an anime.
Yeah.
Nice.
This game, this story, this
Watch the anime.
franchise's world is so good. Like, it's just so fleshed out. There's so much thought to it. There's a lot of games in this series that intertwine with each other.
I thought there were only 3.
Um,
The Slice Adventure series?
well, there's Steins Gate, there's Steins Gate
Yeah, I was
Zero,
gonna say there's
Chaos
like so
Hit.
many.
Yeah, there's Chaos Head and
There's
Robotics
Robotic
Notes.
Notes.
there's
Yep.
Chaos Head, there's Chaos Child, Robotic Notes. There's a ton. They're all in the same world, in the
Like,
same.
In the
Universe.
same universe?
Well, I can't really say timeline. I was gonna say same timeline, but like,
Oh, yeah.
Steins Gate deals with a
Well-
lot of time travel, so
It's not a line anymore in Steins Gate.
so it's hard to say
Cupcake,
that.
Actually, why don't you give us a brief summary of what Steins Gate is actually about, so for our listeners, so they'll have an idea
Right.
about whether they'll be interested.
So the story of Steins Gate takes place in Akihabara, and it's about a group of friends who've customized their microwave into a device that can send text messages to the past, which honestly, that's pretty freaking cool in my opinion. And they like do different experiments with this, and an organization named CERN, which if some of you science nerds out there know, that's the name of a satellite. Just saying. But they've been doing their own research on time travel, and they use that to track these kids down.
What?
And the whole story is them trying to avoid quote
I mean,
capture.
their CERN is just a reference to the real science organization CERN.
Yes, I know,
It's spelled differently.
but it's also the name of a satellite.
Spelled differently.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because, like, theirs is spelled with an S, right?
Yeah, it's SERN in the game, and in real life it's
Copyright.
CERN.
Yeah,
It's like those McDonald's
They're,
in
uh,
anime.
Oh.
that you
McDonald's.
see.
Oh, McDonald's.
Yeah.
But same McDonald's.
And then-
But yeah, interestingly though, so like it's got all these sci-fi elements, these mystery elements, these time travel elements, but it also has romance elements. Because what is a VN without romance, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's my
Mhm.
favorite.
It started with that. It ends with that.
It all ends with romance and blood. I mean, romance.
How many romanceable characters are there in VN?
What? How many?
In a VN?
I believe.
Was no in Steins Gate? How many
I
romanceable
don't wanna
characters
be
or heroines
wrong.
is there?
Hold on.
I never played it, so I don't know.
I know a main one is the girl with the red hair. I think.
Yeah.
She wears the lab coat.
Hey, everyone knows the girl with the red hair,
Everyone
you know.
knows about her.
We don't talk about her. Ah,
Oh.
I cry.
So
Okay,
while
hold on.
Cupcake is frantically booting up Steins Gate to find out how many heroes there is. Should we talk about like the anime Steins Gate itself? If anyone has watched it.
I haven't watched it.
I haven't seen the anime either.
It's on my
I've
list.
not seen it because it's major spoilerinis. I believe the anime is the true route, so I will warn those who want to watch the anime. If you want to know the other parts of the story, don't watch the anime first because it's gonna ruin the whole VN for you.
Yeah.
Unless you don't care.
Listen, Ryu, some people do. You are those
But
bastards.
you know what? Some people don't.
Listen,
Yeah.
Ah.
Special ones like you.
Fight me.
okay, I was trying to Google it and I can't find it, so yeah, I'm actually gonna boot up my game. Hold on, bear with me.
Wow.
I will be booting up the Steins Gate Elite version. That's the most current localization, story update, what have you. That is the best version to play if you haven't played the game because it's like the complete
Mhm.
version. And that edition is also available on Steam. And not just the regular one.
Actually,
Should we, while she's trying to like open the game, should we move on with the list?
we could, but I have
Next one. Okay.
I mean,
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I can introduce the next one while I'm doing this. That is no problem at all.
all right.
Next game, Hakuoki Kyoto wins. This one is a little bit
Yes!
different than the ones on our list. It's an
That
Otome
explains why I don't know anything
worm.
about this.
If you would like to, you can definitely take it from here.
Wait, would you like?
If not, I will gladly explain.
Okay, wait, hold on though. Let me...
Worm, would you like to tell the audience what an otome is?
Okay, so otome actually is a genre of visual novels and more broadly a genre that is aimed
You
towards
have to say
females.
otome
So the word
game.
otome itself.
You can't just leave it at otome.
Well, but there's otome muke media too. Okay, that's why.
You can't just say otome. You have to say otome game.
Listen,
It's
it's
a
the same as saying a
genre.
maiden game, right? People
Okay.
know. They'll know
They'll know. They'll know.
when
yeah.
you explain
They'll
it.
know. They'll know. But so the word otome itself means maiden. So generally, otome games are games that are aimed towards, people who are generally young women.
Maidens.
These tend to be
Yes, who are maiden.
absolutely.
Oh, I gotta
These
gotta
games
make a
tend
Just don't
note.
question it.
I'm so sorry. I gotta make a note. You will know it's an otome game if a girl is super short, has very, very bland hairstyle, and is flat chested. I am so sorry, but that is so true. Like,
Are you
every-
projecting? Are you projecting right now?
Yes, I am.
I
Wait,
Flat is justice. Flat is
what did
justice.
you just say about me?
Wait.
Well,
Oh,
but
no.
going back, so mainly, right, the main audience of otome games are, young women who want to have a little bit of romance in their life. So these games tend to be reverse harems, where there will usually be one girl, the main character, who happens to either be put into a situation where where many guys end up surrounding her throughout her life, you could say. So usually the few that have been translated in Hakuoki as well is that Hakuoki, the summary for it is, so during the Bakumatsu period, a gap between the past splendor of the shogunate era and the modern glamour of the Meiji period is one of the most violent and intriguing places to start a romance. So the main character, Chizuru Yukimura, has set off for Kyoto to find her missing father, but accidentally gets herself wrapped up in the intrigues of the Shinsengumi, a group of warriors who defend the fading powers of the shogunate. So the men in Shinsengumi, or in the Shinsengumi, are not merely fighting the Emperor Meiji's forces and the strange demons, they are also hiding a terrible secret. So in Hakuoki, when you play as Chizuru, you happen to side with this group of amazing male warriors, and you get to be protected by them
Wait,
while
so-
pursuing.
Ichikata all the way, just saying. Anyways, it's also important to note this is a historical otome.
Yeah.
These members of the Shisengumi are real people, and they're actually all very famous in Japan. And it's really interesting. So, the main person, the one that I
History,
like,
shout out.
historically even was mentioned to be incredibly handsome.
Oh.
And that was Hichikata.
Let's go back in time,
Forget
girls.
his first name. But
Time to make a
Was it
time
Toshiro?
machine.
woo, let's do it.
To go find
Romance, baby.
No.
I mean, I don't know if I want to go back to that time period. It ends
I'm totally
Question
fine.
for the
not
goal.
great.
We'll bring him. No. If we make a time machine, we'll bring him to our time.
No.
No.
It's gonna
I'm
work.
totally fine with that time. Like, women do nothing.
Crazy
they
knife blade
pretend
boy,
they're
come on.
weaklings and let the men do the dirty job. I am totally fine with
Right.
that.
And from the cast list, I just took a quick glance at that. I think it's 5, but there are 7 females, so it could be 5 to 7 for Steins Gate. Not 100%
Oh,
sure,
wow.
but it's a lot, yeah.
Does it include the
Candy,
Don't tell people it's a
What?
spoiler.
Spoilers.
What?
please cut that out in post.
Yes,
I'm gonna cut it out.
Please
Yeah, don't worry
cut
about
that
it.
out. Yes, that
Don't
is.
worry- don't worry
Okay,
about
then yes, it.
Yes. Thank you.
Jesus
Yes, understand.
Christ.
Okay.
He's
Right.
satisfied now.
Please cut that out.
Alright, okay. Question for the girls on this Hakuoki. Which is your best male? Yeah, best male. Yeah.
In
I've
the
actually
game.
not played Hakuoki.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
Mark.
But you were so into it.
How could you do
'Cause
this to me?
I know. I'm
Worm. They're
And
on
literally
Switch.
the 1%
They're on
who's like
Steam.
researched
Both
about.
of them. How could you?
Oh no!
I have it on Steam. Do you want to know how many Ultimate
Listen,
games
there
I
is so
have
many
on Steam?
characters to romance, though, guys.
This is one Otome that I played. One Otome that I played.
We will draw a graphic of Worm's list of Otome.
Like, Worm, there are 9 men waiting to tell you and confess their love to you. Their undying love.
Bruh,
I
this is
know.
so easy.
Okay.
This is
I
so
kn-
easy pick
I
for
know.
me. Okay, I like Chikage. Like, that is such a.
We
I'll
will
drop-
show a picture of
yeah.
Hikage so that we can have an idea of who Annie likes. And you said Hijikata was your favorite one, Cupcake?
Okay, so it's actually a tie between Hijikata and Saito.
You like good
Saito's so
guys?
Cute.
What?
He's just listen.
Oh.
They all of them have a special place in my heart. Okay,
I just like unearthly
like Okita. Okita's story though. Anyways,
Okita Soji.
yeah, I am referring to them by their last names. I think you guys are using first names.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So if anyone's confused, that's why.
Don't worry.
Alright.
We'll draw a bunch of graphics to showcase the characters. I'm gonna find someone to give me these graphics. I will not find it myself.
I will send you pictures. I will send
I
you best
promise
pictures
you won't
I
find any
can.
of them naked.
Oh god.
It's a teen-rated game.
Yes.
Candy, you'll be okay.
Only soft romance. Their faces are what satisfies
Only partially
you.
undressed. It's fine.
So
It's
they
the face, not the body.
They're so cute.
God love
True
those
love,
red eyes.
indeed.
Like, oh, my heart.
We need to have a separate episode where we talk about just what things
Oh,
we find.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I
Alright.
can go all day.
Because I
We're
know
doing
we're
our
all
day
into
long.
different kinds.
We need our segment. We need our segment where we shield our waifus
What?
to everyone in the world.
Our
We
waifus and
know.
our
Why would
What
you
do
want
we
to
know?
share your waifu?
So people can put you on blast, obviously.
I'm not gonna have a
Yeah,
segment about
let's do
that,
it.
but I'm willing to answer any question about my fetishes.
Oh, yep.
I will openly
yep,
answer
yep.
any of those.
Unveil it for all the world to see, Ryu. I'm down. I'm with you.
Actually, on that note, if you guys have any questions for any of us, and if anything whatsoever about like whether the history of the VNs or like visual novel that they've played or we've played, just hit us up in the comments. We'll answer them in a small segment probably at the next episode. So just take note of that. Yeah. Carry on to
My
Nihongo mo
wayward
daijoubu.
son- Sorry.
hi, Nihongo mo daijoubu desu.
What?
Oh, do ask us in Japanese as well if you want to like test our Japanese questions and all that kind of
But
stuff.
I can't read
So,
kanji yet.
You'll be fine. Daizo. Alright, okay.
What's the next one on the list?
Well, before that,
Before that, it's time for the quiz.
Oh.
Alright.
Hooray!
Is it my
Quiz
turn?
time.
Alright.
yeah.
It is time for resistance. So what that's happening?
Hit me, baby. Okay, or don't if you're not into that. It's fine.
God, why'd you have to go there?
Yes.
Are you recording,
I
Candy?
do.
You got this?
Yes, I'm recording. I've got this.
Alright then. Hello and welcome to Hana Yoi Nazo! The game show where we're just killing time. Now then, the setup is simple. There'll be 3 rounds, and I'll ask each of you ladies one multiple choice question per round. If you pick the right option, you get a point, and whoever ends with the most points wins.
Okay.
However, I will briefly pause between asking the question and showing the choices. If anyone can answer the question blind, they will steal the point for that question.
Whoa.
Unfortunately, you don't have actual buzzers, so just make a buzzing sound or something if you want to steal, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And you can steal your own question.
Can I
if you want
steal?
to
Can I steal questions? Oh my god, yes.
No, you can't steal.
Candy, you said
Oh.
you didn't want to play.
Wow,
Look,
who's
Candy,
this?
can you keep track of the points for us?
Oh, okay, I'll try. Yep.
Okay.
Ryu,
Candy forgot.
Ryu, what do we get for winning?
I don't know.
Oh,
Pound the back.
on the back.
I demand head pats or none.
Okay. Fine.
Yes, I agree. That
Huzzah.
Alright.
does sound like a
Okay.
good card.
Now, okay. So everyone gets the rules, right?
We're set.
Okay. Now, first, I will need you ladies to decide among yourselves what order you will answer in.
Oh no.
Can I go first?
Okay.
Cupcake will humbly go second.
Okay, I'll go last.
Oh, wait, Worms first.
So Worms first.
Okay.
Yes.
So Worm and then
Cupcake.
Then me.
Worm, then Cupcake, and then Anna.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's
Please remember
do
this 'cause
this.
I'm not gonna remember it.
We got
I
this.
have it ordered. Yeah, don't worry.
Okay. Now then, round one.
Fight. No.
Alright. So here's the
Yes.
first question. Which
Okay.
famous Japanese novelist wrote the novels Kokoro, Book-chan, and I Am a Cat?
Botchan sounds familiar. Is that Natsume Soseki?
The answers are A. Osamu Dazai, B. Yunosuke Kotagawa.
It's
And C.
Natsume Soseki.
Natsume
You
Soseki.
didn't hear.
You are correct! It is Natsume Soseki!
Are you surprised I knew?
You got that one. Good job.
Hooray!
Alright, next. Question 2. In the Tale of Momotaro, also known as Peach Boy, the titular boy befriends 3 animals. Which of the animals did he befriend first?
Wait, do I answer?
No, it's
No, the next person.
Cupcakes. It's Cupcakes.
It's Cupcake.
Okay.
Oh,
Let me just
Okay,
But if
reread
you
the
sorry.
question.
if you
because
know
of
the
my
answer, you can
lag.
tell me. If you know the answer, I'm gonna show the answers now.
Show me the answers.
A. The dog. B. The monkey. Or C. The pheasant.
I think the dog would be too easy, so the pheasant.
The pheasant? Is that your
Yeah.
final answer?
Yeah, it's wrong, isn't
The
it?
answer is the dog.
Are you? Listen, that's too easy.
Oh wait, question. I forgot. Are we allowed to steal?
Yeah, we are
people's
allowed to steal.
questions?
I was wondering, like, why has no one
What?
stole anything?
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah,
Sorry.
No one stole anything.
my
I explained this to you at the beginning!
I have a feeling I'm not gonna know the answer to any of these. That's okay.
That's okay. It's okay.
Alright, moving on. Question 3.
Oh
The
my
capital of Japan has not always been Tokyo. What was the capital directly previous to
Can I
Tokyo?
ask?
Oh my
Kyoto.
god, what?
Is that Cupcake?
Yes, it was Kyoto
Yes.
The answer is Kyoto.
because that's Kyoto or Tokyo is Kyoto backwards. Fun fact.
What?
Yeah,
Do you want to know what the capital was before Kyoto?
Oh,
wasn't it? Edo?
No, Edo is Tokyo.
Oh,
The old name
oh,
for
you're right. That's
Tokyo
old
was Edo.
Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pooh, I don't know.
It was Nara.
Oh,
Nara was
Nara?
the one right before.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know
Mhm.
the one
It's where the deer park
after
is.
Kyoto.
okay. I feel good because I knew the answer to one. Yay!
I don't remember the third previous one. I only looked at this one. Okay then. Round 2.
Oh
Wait,
my
but I
God,
did
this-
still
Find
get
out.
to answer.
That's because you got your
Because I
question
stole it.
stolen.
Okay.
You got your question stolen. Come
Okay,
on.
okay.
This is a trivia game.
Okay, whatever.
Fight or fight.
Alright, question 4. Satsuma is one of the English names for which of the following foods?
Wait, is it Satsuma? What's it called? Like, it's like a potato or something?
Are you trying to answer?
Oh.
Orange.
Are you trying to use your
Is
answer?
it Mandarin?
Yes.
Oh,
My answer.
is it sweet potato
It's
or
Mandarin.
Did you buzz? You didn't buzz, but I'll take it.
But-
The
wait,
answer is A, Mandarin orange.
It is Mandarin
Okay.
orange. I knew
Wait.
it.
I'm confused.
Yay!
Wait, so do we actually
Anna!
buzz or do we just
You
try
got
to
your point
answer?
back. Good job.
Awesome.
I
Oh
think
yeah.
we're supposed to buzz.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
bad.
Make a business noise or something.
Okay.
That way I know when you're
Okay.
trying to answer.
Okay.
Okay, question 5. The most frequently used kanji in prefecture names is
I
Yama.
don't know this one.
But what's the second most used kanji?
Can I
Can,
guess?
can I see the
Worm
answer?
buzz. Worm buzz.
You can blind guess it. Yes.
Okay, is it the ta for rice field?
No, it is not ta.
Ooh. Okay.
And you can only steal one, so you can't try again. For this
Oh
question.
wait, prefecture names.
Prefecture, yes. Okay, nobody's gonna try and steal? Okay. I will show the answers. A. Naga. B. Kawa. Or C. Shima.
Ooh.
Bzz.
Hello-
No, Candy.
Candy,
you can't steal.
shush.
Plus, I show the
But
answers.
Isn't it Shima?
Is it Kava?
Wait, if you guys are answering
Is
Buzz,
there a question?
you will make the same mistake as me.
It's my question.
Yeah, it's Cupcake's question, right? She's second?
Wait, it's Cupcake question right now, I think.
Yeah, this is Cupcake's
Yeah.
question. It's the second person's question.
Yeah,
So
I
she has
said
to
I think
answer.
it's C, Shima, right?
Is that your final answer?
Yes, but I feel like it's wrong now.
The answer is C. Shima.
Yay!
Good
I was like, I know I've
She
seen that
makes
one.
you doubt
ton.
yourself so much.
I like to point out.
You're so dumb.
I like to point out points wise. Cupcake is winning by 2 points. Everyone has 1 point each.
Oh, okay.
So Cupcake has 3 points.
By at 2 points, right?
Go me.
Oh,
These
by 2
head
points.
pats are
Okay.
mine.
Okay. Question 6. This one's for this Anna's?
It is
Anna's.
mine.
Okay. What Japanese confectionery is made by simmering beans with sugar syrup and then drying them?
What Japanese food is
Oh!
Ooh.
Yeah, they kind of look like jelly
Wait,
beans.
wait. I
Okay,
can't.
give me options. Give
remember.
me options.
Do you know
All
part
right.
of the game?
Wait,
You
what?
goose?
What'd you say?
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna show the answers. A. Anko. B. Amanato. Or C. Confeito.
Is it Amanacho?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I guess. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
The answer is B. Amanato.
That's what I thought it was gonna be. Because
What the
confeito is that like the little sugar star candies that you see?
It
a
is
lot?
Little Sugar Stars, yeah.
That was the only ones that I knew.
And
actually.
natto means bean, doesn't it?
Natto is made using beans.
Or
yes.
isn't it like soybean? Isn't natto soybean?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then.
Oh yeah.
Now we're gonna move on. Round 3. But
Oh
boy.
boy.
but there's a catch. I'm gonna
Oh,
throw a
no.
bone. Okay,
What do you mean?
so Lane has the least points, right?
Yep, she has these points.
Yes.
Okay,
Wait,
since
is
you
it,
have
is it
the
a tie with me and Annie?
No.
No, Anna,
Anna
just
just got a
got
point.
Oh, okay. I see.
so it's yeah.
Point score right now. Worm is 1, Cupcake is 2, Anna is 2.
Okay.
Okay, so they're both at 2.
Wait, don't you get
Yeah.
more points for stealing?
No, you only get 1 point. You only steal the point
Oh,
for that
okay.
question.
Gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha.
Okay, so since Lane has the least points, I will let her choose what question she answers from the following categories: geography, history, and food.
Whoa!
I'm gonna go with geography.
You're going
Oh,
for
that's
geography?
my
Alright.
weak point. Oh.
Okay. I guess the other two can decide which one they want to answer if they're
I
tied.
want food.
You want food?
Yeah.
Is Zan okay with that?
History for Anna.
Food. It's always food.
Do you both want food? God dang it.
Flip
Okay.
flip a coin.
Okay, who most recently got a point?
Me.
Anna.
Anna did.
Okay. I guess he gets preference then. She gets his points latest.
I've been winning. Alright.
You've been winning the longest, which is why you don't get it.
Shut up!
No.
Okay, so
Let's give Verm like to choose. Cause
Oh, I already chose.
yeah.
I know she already took geography.
okay,
So you two have to pick the other
I'm
one.
taking food.
Yeah, we get history or food.
Food.
Okay, so Cupcake gets history.
Fine.
Cupcake gets
I
history
just
then,
want to
alright?
shoot myself in the foot. It's fine.
Okay? You guys are stuck with this now. Okay. Question 7 for Lane.
Mm-hmm.
Occupying about 1/6 of the area of Shiga Prefecture, what is the largest lake in Japan?
What?
Okay.
Oh.
Go ahead and show
Can I answer
me
this?
the
Alright.
answers.
The choices are A. Lake Biwa, C. Lake Toya, B. Lake Toya, or C. Lake Saroma.
Oh, I know.
Can we steal? Can we steal?
You can still steal, yes.
Okay.
But you have
Someone
to make the
steal,
buzzing noise.
please. Someone steal. I fuck. Come on.
It's B.
I'm gonna go with A, like Biwa.
No, do any bust
No,
first. Do any bust.
Actually, no. You can't steal once I show the choices. That's true. You can't steal once I show the choices. That's right. Okay. So your answer is A, Lake Biwa. Is that your final answer?
Yes. It's probably gonna be wrong though.
The answer is
No.
But
A, Lake Biwa.
Every
It's
time we were wrong,
correct!
we were
I
right.
knew it!
Oh, hooray!
What, is Lake Toya like the
Wait,
second biggest
wait.
or something? Because that's the one I know.
I think it is.
So it must be big.
Alright, Worm has 1 point. Yeah, you go. 2 points total.
Okay. Next one. This one's for Cupcake.
Ugh. I'm screwed.
The legendary Japanese warlord Oda Nobunaga had a younger sister.
Her name!
What is her name?
No!
Oh my god!
Ah! Can I see the choices, please? Good sir.
Unless someone else tries to steal, I'll show the choices.
I know this
Alright,
one.
steal time's over.
No!
Do you know this one? Are you buzzing?
Are you buzzing?
If you're not buzzing, I will show the answers.
Wait, should I buzz and then take a guess?
If you want to steal,
you want to steal, you have to make a buzzing
no,
sound.
Buzz
I'll
now.
I'll let her see the
Okay, I will show the
No.
choices. No one can steal.
I'm not gonna know
A.
the
Cha-cha.
answer.
B. Oichi. Or C. Nene.
Wait, isn't it C, Nene?
Oh,
Are you,
You guys!
is that your final answer?
no.
No, I changed my answer to B.
Wait, what?
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 Cupcake, what's your answer?
B? Is it
B. Oichi?
Yeah?
Is B your final answer?
I don't know.
Duh, say yes.
Is B
Yes, it's my final answer. Ah.
Okay, B is your final answer, and the answer is B. Oichi.
Yay!
Good job!
Good job. Alright, and the last one's Ran, the food question. Alright.
Oh my god. Help me.
Kusamochi is a type of mochi made by kneading the leaves of a certain herb into the mochi. Which herb is it?
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Okay.
that's a tough one.
You can just see the answers, Anna. You can see
where-
the answers.
I know. Wait, leaves
You know what the
are
answer
from,
is?
wait, I know this one.
Is there a point in stealing your own
It's
question? at this point?
Yomogi. It's Yomogi.
You got the name right, so I'll give it to you.
Woo!
A. Japanese parsley. B. Shepherd's purse. Or C. Japanese mugwort. The name for Japanese mugwort is yomogi. You're correct.
It's Yomogi,
job.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yes.
Alright.
Alright,
And
nice.
point
that's
countdown. Wait, we have a tie.
You have a tie?
We have a
Mhm.
tie.
You have a tie? Okay, what's the tie?
It's a tie. Cupcake and Anna are tied at 3 points each. Worm, unfortunately, you're out.
Alright, where's out? Oh, that's unfortunate. And we have a tie,
that's okay.
which means... Dang it. I
Pepe.
guess we have to go to the tiebreaker!
Wait, there's
Tiebreaker.
tie-
he knew.
Oh, no.
He knew.
Okay, now the tiebreaker question will be special. This one is not multiple choice,
Oh my
and you are
God.
only allowed one guess
Oh,
each.
okay.
Uh-oh.
The person closest to the correct answer wins.
Okay.
Alright,
Ooh.
are you the two of you ready?
So what if we're both so far gone?
Okay, here we go. Last year in 2019, the Heisei era of Japan ended, and the Reiwa era began. On what day of that year did the Reiwa era begin?
Oh my god, really?
Didn't it begin?
Can I try it
Wasn't it,
again?
like,
You
March
cannot.
3rd?
You're out. Lane, you are out.
I
You
say
cannot
March
answer.
3rd.
I know.
March 3rd?
I remember
Cupcake goes
hearing about it.
March
It was a
3rd.
huge thing.
That's your
Yes,
final
I said March
submission.
3rd.
March 3rd.
But
Yep.
Okay,
why would
Anna,
it
what is
be
your answer?
March? If I'm not wrong, there was mentioned on TV that it was May, but I don't know when.
You're gonna have to pick a date.
So I have to pick.
You have to pick a day. Yeah. You can say May, but
okay.
you have to pick a day. May.
Let's say 5th of May. I don't know.
The 5th of May.
Let
Okay,
me
so
see the
Cupcake-
calendar. Wait, let me see the calendar.
No,
I
no,
need to
No
see.
calendar. Make your
I
make
need
your
to
answer.
see when May. On which day is May? Like 4th of May. It was Monday, 4th of May.
Okay, so Cupcake says March 3rd, and Anna says May 4th.
Yeah.
Okay, the answer is
Anna's gonna be right.
May 1st.
Whoa, I'm closer.
Wow.
Why
Anna's
May
closer,
1st,
so she
though?
wins the tiebreaker.
I cry.
Wait,
who?
why the May
Oh,
1st?
Anna?
It's Friday.
I don't know, it was May 1st.
They're weird.
It was May 1st.
Fridays are the
It was
best
May
days.
1st. I don't know.
Alright. Anna
Fridays are
Anna
the
won that
best
point, right?
Yeah,
Yep, Anna
I
wins
was
the
the
tiebreaker.
closest.
Alright.
But
Congratulations, Anna.
Alright. Point shout out. Worm unfortunately in third place with 2 points. Cupcake with 3 points. And Anna with 4 points.
you know, I wouldn't win this if we didn't have a TV show like in 2 days that while I was cooking I overheard the conversation and it was about this and it was like and people were like it's in May.
I knew it wasn't spring. I thought it was early spring.
I don't even know. It doesn't
Why
make
is my
sense.
memory Swiss cheese?
At least to me.
We
So
decided
with
Friday.
so with that, Ryu's quiz segment has now ended. Any final thoughts on everything?
Clap, 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 clap.
You guys did surprisingly well.
I'm not sure if that's an insult.
No.
Okay.
Okay, so we're ending off the quiz segment right here. So we'll be back in a bit with more topics. Hold on. Hello, welcome back. We from the quiz segment. We're back here. Different timing, but you know, we're back. So let's get back onto topic and stuff. The next topic we wanted to talk about, or the next VN we wanted to talk about that we want to recommend to new beginners is, I believe, Nekopara, which is something that most of us are well acquainted with, I believe.
Oh god.
Yes?
Okay, it should be noted, it's kind of an infamous eroge, and for those of you who don't know, porn. It's a porn game.
That's right.
That being said, if you don't want to see those scenes, but you still think the characters are cute and you kind of want to know about the story,
Mhm.
there is an all ages version of the game as well. So you don't have to play those scenes if you don't want to, or if they make you uncomfortable.
good.
So,
Oh my
I
god.
guess.
I agree, but I digress.
Thirst is real.
But basically, it takes place.
Okay, to put it simply, I'll take over here. Don't worry about it. So
Candy's like,
Nekopara.
I'm very, very experienced in this.
Continue.
Continue.
Well, if you, wanna,
Sorry.
if you want to talk to someone who's way more experienced, you can look over at Ryu for that, because he's the connoisseur of cat girls, so do approach him for cat girl stuff.
That's
but
right.
you know, for Nekopara, as I'm gonna explain this, Ryu's gonna constantly interject every few minutes or so. So yeah, just a heads up. Nekopara, essentially, if I'm not wrong, had started off from an art book made by, I believe, Sayuri, which is the artist.
Sayori, yes.
Sayuri, yeah, sorry, my bad, Sayuri.
Is the artist name.
Yeah, so Sayuri, it started off with from an art book, and I believe it also had some 80% in it as well. Then it became volume 1 was a public funded. Was it crowdfunded or was it private funded, or like did it come on your? I can't remember.
I actually don't know.
Yeah, but
Was
volume
it?
1 came out. So volume 1 came out.
I don't
and,
know.
It was a huge hit because of many different reasons. I think most reasons we know it's probably because of how interesting the concept is. First of all, because it's a cat girl plus cafe plus maids and all those features combined, cough, along with animated hate scenes. We won't dive into that obviously, but yeah. So the combination of all that ended up becoming what we know as Nekopara's so-called popularity, and it definitely exploded in the Western audience for sure. Then I believe crowdfunding started for the anime, right? Simultaneously, I think.
Yeah.
So while that was
crowdfunded.
so while that was happening, there was a whole anime or original video animation, or OVA for short, that was gonna be like crowdfunded and everything. Volume 2 and Volume 3 was already in the works already, and I think Volume 2 came out, exploring more popularity. It's like a more recurrence thing, and then from that point, I think we could safely say that the average Japanese visual novel got more well recognized by Steam in general. Actually, you could probably say that. I think so.
It was around that time, yeah.
Yeah, it was on that time. Yeah. So I think one of the reasons why the visual novels, which are now more prominent in Steam, not the shitty ones, not those $1, $2 ones that are pretty shitty. No, it's the actual ones.
There's a lot of those though.
Yeah, there are a lot of those. No? So
Yeah.
yeah, so now with that being said, there's a whole entire line of series behind Nekopara, and highly recommended by me and View. Highly recommended. Any
Speak for
thoughts,
yourself. I'm
guys?
not recommending it.
What? Come on, it's live 2D.
Yeah, but
live
it's
2D.
almost
Yeah,
entirely fetish material.
that's true.
The art's good
Yeah.
though.
Shut up! You are. Have you seen your avatar?
Yeah, it's
Have you
my
seen it?
fetish. Cat girls are my fetish, but it's not everyone's.
Are you condemning your own fetish right now? Is that what's happening? Is
It's
this
not
real
for
life?
everyone. I'm
No,
not
no, no.
saying it's for everyone.
Everyone's fetish. Some just like to
Yeah, yeah,
admit
yeah.
it,
Cat
and
girls-
others don't. But cat girls are everyone's fetish.
Mhm.
You can't tell me people don't like Neko
Cat
Mimi
girls are
anime
for
guys
everybody.
and girls. I mean, even
I
League,
can say at least
even
one person
League-
right now who does not like Nekomimi.
even League has like
Then there's something wrong with them.
characters.
even League has
that
Kitty Cat
are
Katarina.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my god, yeah.
but not everyone likes that scan. Okay.
They're lying.
You wanna say that Ari, who's their
dang
actual
it.
mascot,
Well,
is
okay,
not
to be
loved?
fair, Ari is a
No.
fox.
Okay,
Kitsune.
Okay, see, I don't like Ari.
Listen.
Me personally, I don't like Ari.
Everyone.
Don't you dare
Yeah,
talk
like
about my
you
girl.
wanna
Okay.
you wanna fight us?
I'll fight you.
wanna Fight us?
Fight me on Ari. I don't care.
alright. Here we see three people arguing over their fetishes.
Actually,
Yeah.
I like Zaya more.
Okay, I digress.
3 people in the wild habitat.
Well, proven in Wild Habitat
Wild,
League of
natural,
Legends.
whatever.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean.
Same thing.
Well, moving back in the topic here, for Nekopara. Cupcake, would you kindly explain the synopsis?
Okay, so Nekopara, other than being heavily fetishized, follows this the protagonist, which is Kasho Minazuki, sorry,
Mhm.
the son of a long line of Japanese confection makers, and so he goes and makes his own shop. It's called La Soleil, and it's a patisserie. For those who don't know, it's like, they specialize in sweets like cakes and pies.
Hello, someone call for
But
candy?
what?
No.
Oh, ha! So funny. Teehee. Okay. Anyways, how the story kind of starts off is he's just moved out, and then he noticed some of his moving boxes, they're shaking a little, and one of them's meowing. And he opens them up, and his cat girls, Chocolate and Vanilla, pop out. And they help him run his patisserie. And that's kind of how that...
Chocolate
telling
and
you,
vanilla.
it's-
How sweet.
Chocolate and vanilla. Chocolate and vanilla.
From a plot standpoint, it's not good.
What?
Wait, what?
He said plot. There is no plot. It's not good.
There's no plot. There's actually no plot. Don't play the game if you want plot.
It's
If you want
Yeah.
cute cat girls,
It's cutesy
definitely
fun.
play it, but no plot.
It's definitely fun, yeah. So, yeah, to tack on to what Cupcake just said earlier, and to what you said earlier as well, which is the story isn't particularly their strong suit, but it was one of the more popular VNs, like what we talked about earlier, because Live 2D was introduced in this VN, and I believe this is one of the first VNs that had Live 2D that was introduced to the West, especially. So, with visual novels plus Live 2D animations and plus emotes, and you actually can interact with the girls in some way or form, the the girls the fan base definitely exploded on this, along with the fiction and stuff like that. So this is probably one of the reasons why the visual novel is so popular, especially in the West, and hence the whole OVA and the whole fandom behind it and everything. So yeah,
I will say the art for this game is gorgeous.
it's absolutely gorgeous.
Actually, it's very,
Yeah.
very pleasing to look at. Top tier.
I don't even blame you guys. It is really good.
Yes.
I think, honestly, I played the all ages version of it because I played it during the time where Steam was like, you can't have hentai on Steam, that's not okay.
Yeah.
I did eventually go back and watch the H scenes, which also pretty decent, and I'm scum. Anyways, the big thing about it is, like, even if you're not into the H scenes, like, cute to like if you just like feeling good, this will make you feel good. You know, it doesn't have to have plot to make you feel good, if you know what
Feel
I'm saying.
good. Feel good, yeah.
Moving on, a
Nice.
completely other side of the coin. It's a much more serious visual novel.
Nice.
It's also a lot newer. It's called Root Letter. Came out in the last couple years.
Mhm.
Are any of you guys familiar with that one?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
It was on my list of games to buy at one point.
Well, you definitely should. Here's why. So I'll just start with
Mhm.
let's just start with just the effort that was put into this game, right? It takes place in Shimane Prefecture. The authors took great care to recreate view places in Shimane.
Mhm.
They have this really weird cat mascot that's included in the game that I believe does also exist in real life.
Oh.
They've got like a realistic map laid out, and you visit like a lot of iconic places, which I think is very, very cool. But it takes place. The story starts off. Your character, the main character, he had this pen pal in high school,
Wow.
and they would send letters back and forth. But one day she stopped replying, and he never knew why. But he kind of moved past it, grew up, went on with his life, and 15 years later, he gets a letter in the mail.
Mhm.
A letter that was written 15 years ago.
Ooh. So like 15 years later.
And the contents of the letter make him really wonder what happened to her. Because, like, essentially, I can't remember word for word what it said, but essentially it was like, I'm sorry, we can't talk anymore. Like, I killed someone, is what it said. Kind of thing. So he goes to Shimane to try to find her. And he is much more than she seems.
So it's not that she. Oh. See, initially when you were talking about the game, I was thinking that, this girl that had written, this pen pal that had written the letters would be the one who ended up dying, but it's actually twisted around. She killed someone.
Oh, this one is very interesting. Because when he first. So, again, not spoiler, because this is like the first, 10, 20 minutes. It's not even getting into any routes or anything. But when you go around asking about her, some people don't even, like, the people who should know who she is don't know who you're talking about.
So it's like a facade of sorts, like she kind of like been telling you.
A facade, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's very, very interesting. If that is something that appeals to you, it's very much a mystery. And like, so she referred to her friends in these letters as well, but she referred to
really
them
exist or not?
as Fatty or Glasses
She
or
referred to them
my
with, like,
personal favorite, Bitch.
What?
Nice.
That's actually how she referred to somebody who was a friend in her letters. So you're going around trying to like decipher who these people actually were so that you can talk to them about her. It's a very, very cool experience.
Like friends.
There's kind of like the choice in this game are a little bit more unique than others, where actually you get to write the letters at the beginning of each chapter, and then you get her reply back, and that'll affect the story. It's very cool.
I just wanted to say her name
Aya.
actually reminds me of Don't Starve that we were talking about playing together.
I really like that.
Because of Don't Starve game. Because in Don't Starve, there's a character called Abigail.
The what?
And she has a ghost sister, like ghost twin sister, that can be summoned from a flower, from a lotus flower. So like this reminded me of that. Maybe it's connected somehow.
No.
We will never know.
Game timeline shout out.
Don't Starve definitely came out before this game, but I like how you think. But if that sounds interesting to you, if you really enjoy just like a good mystery, definitely check it out.
I have a question for that actually.
What the?
Do they have romanceable characters?
Romance?
This guy's thirsty.
I
no.
would think no.
This one, there is kind of romance, but not. So the main character was definitely like, he really liked Aya, and he was about to confess when she stopped writing.
Ah.
so he never did.
So technically, romance is the root of the story in a way.
Yeah, like because he's reminded of her, like, oh yeah, I never did hear back from her, did I? I wonder where she is now. So he takes off some time from work and goes to see if he can find her.
Interesting.
And it's really really good. Can't recommend more. This one's actually so popular that they made another edition of it, if you will. I forget root letter something or other. It's the same story, same game. But it also has the option to play it. Yeah, root letter last answer. Thank you. It has a live action version. So if you're somebody who wants to look at real people in a real story, like immerse yourself more and like into the real world kind of thing, that's an option for you as well. And if you get the last answer edition, you can play either with anime visuals or true to life visuals.
True.
It was also made in Shimane, which is very cool.
Wait,
Just saying.
true to
Wow.
life, as in like actual live action scenes.
I don't think there's any like motion scenes, but they're real people, real actors.
Oh, like the actual seiyus behind
And,
voice
like
actors.
you see them like real people in real environments. It's very cool. I personally enjoy
For CGs?
VNs that do that. The only other one I can think of is Shibuya Shuffle,
Ooh.
but we can leave that for another day. Or no, Shibuya Scramble, that's what it is. Yeah. I tried to pre-order it for PS4, but my copy never came. Yay!
Rant.
Anyways,
Ah.
I'll just gonna be sad in the
I've
corner.
heard of that one too, but I don't know the story for
Speaking of emotional,
Oh,
the last one on my popular VN list is a particularly special title in my opinion, Heart of the Woods.
that. Ooh.
This
a
one,
question is:
Yeah.
Is this an original English visual novel?
yes, this one is originally in English.
Okay.
It's by
Nice,
Studio
nice, nice,
Elan.
nice.
I believe they're a European company. Don't quote me on that, but I think they are. But this one is a Yuri romance.
Ew.
The setting is
Did someone
somewhere
say
in
Yuri?
like yes. For those who don't know what Yuri is girl ex girl. It's the best kind of love. Just saying.
Whoa.
I'm not biased at all. Not even a little bit. So it takes place in like they don't specify where exactly, but it's kind of somewhere in like northern Europe. Think Sweden, Denmark, Norway. So like somewhere
Or
in that kind of area. Like it's the far north. You go to this little town. The next town isn't around for miles and miles and miles.
in that area.
Snow is everywhere, and it's not even. I don't believe it's actually even winter. So you're just somewhere very cold, and there's snow everywhere. And you traveled there by train, and it follows these two friends who have a YouTube show together. Ironically,
Hey.
breaking the
Ooh.
fourth wall a little bit here. But their names are Maddie and Tara, and it kind of starts on this train ride, and they're not really talking to each other, and like you're not really sure why, but you get the sense of like maybe they've had a fight and they just don't want to talk about it. And this is like their last episode of their show. So their show is called Paranormal, which I love so much. One of the main characters' names is Tara, as I said. But they're like, one of those ghost YouTubers. They go places that their viewers ask and like document the stories and see if they can catch anything. Like it's super cute. But they are in way over their heads when they get to this town. And I don't want to spoil too much of it because this one is there are no routes.
Oh, it's kinetic. Okay.
Oh. Wait, is it kinetic?
Okay. I personally don't remember there being any routes. I don't remember making any choices.
So it's definitely kinetic, yeah.
And I played that thing. I played this one is so good. The story is amazing. The visuals are wonderful. The music is perfect. I played this in one sitting.
How long is this, by the way? How long is this?
Oh.
Now, forgive me again. My memory is Swiss cheese, but I think it was something like 12 to 16 hours.
Yeah, not too
But
bad, yeah.
oh my
Interesting,
god,
interesting.
so good.
Alright,
Yes, Candy?
wait, is it available only on
You're really
Steam?
missing out, Worm. I think you can buy it from them as well, but like, I figure Steam, yeah, each year I think.
Soon. That's what I should say.
So it can be also on mobile as well?
Indeed. No, it's available on Steam,
I don't
and
know.
it's also
Can check.
itch.io.
Let me check my phone.
That I don't
Okay.
think so.
Yeah, okay, so what is happening, I like to explain one term that was thrown about briefly just now while we're talking about the VN, kinetic. So the term kinetic is simply just a VN, or what the kinetic VN, as a term is more normally used as, is actually a visual novel that does not have much choices or even no choices at all. I believe it's mostly no choices. White Album is an example of that in its following sequel. So kinetic visual novels, as the name suggests, no, you won't have any choices. You just click and continue on through the game, like as if you're playing a normal game as per normal, like you're reading a book. There's no choices involved whatsoever. So it's more of like just sit back and relax and kind of enjoy kind of a VN. Some of them are pretty interesting VNs as well, even though they're kinetic. I think White Album is a pure example of that. Yes, and whole entire anime based off that as well. So go check it out if you guys have a chance to do so. I believe this following sequel, White Album 2, also is kinetic, if I'm not wrong. Shout out to my friend because he actually translated White Album 2 when he came out. But now, I think recently they just released a translation patch for that, so you can give it a try. It's over at VNDB. So yeah, that's about for, I think, for kinetic. Any thoughts on kinetic novels you want to mention? Anyone?
I feel like there aren't that many to begin with, honestly.
I have not played that many of them.
I haven't
but
either.
I like.
It's very niche, I guess you could say.
Like the story has to be really, really good for it to work, because those is actually just reading a book, but a very pretty book.
Oh.
It's technically called visual novels for a reason. It's a novel with visuals, so it makes sense.
That is true. A very pretty book with visuals and music.
I think on that note, talking about like kinetic, not kinetic, about visual novels and like stories and everything. I think we haven't particularly touched on visual novels and why you should read them, kind of thing. Have we touched about it? I think.
What?
No.
What was the question? I don't think I understood it.
What's the appeal of a visual novel? Have we talked about that actually?
No, I don't think we did.
Yeah. Shall we talk about it?
Sure.
Okay, so I guess we can start with from each of us. What about visual novel appeal to us? Like, what about it that appeals to us that make us want to sit down and read through the visual novels?
Oh, that. Okay. So for me, it's purely art. If art
She
style
has
is
real
bad
taste right
or
there.
old or outdated, I am fucking out.
She has standards.
Aww.
So that's me. Like, I'm sorry. I know that's like scumbaggy of me. Cause like people I mean, yeah, like I have very high standards for art. And I know that's like very scumbaggy.
Nah. If you're gonna spend your money on something, you better like it. Nah. Hard-earned money.
Yeah, that's it. And like I will also, I'm not like purely just for Otome games. I will buy a good guy game if it has appealing art, but it's gotta be appealing. One of the reasons why I play League.
Right, but what made you play League in the first place? Because League was ugly.
In the beginning, yes.
Have you seen old League? Oh my god.
Because I
Pizza
wanted
feet.
Pizza.
Wow.
Oh, well, okay. That's fair.
Okay, because I was desperate and I liked the guy who played it, and now that guy is my boyfriend. So hard work pays off, guys.
I mean,
hard
Oh.
That's
pays
something
off.
everyone has to learn.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, when I started playing League, I didn't know how to walk with the character.
I don't
And now
blame
look
you.
at
League is
me.
kind of weird with the whole right click to move.
I think
Most games don't do that.
No, I mean I haven't played games at all in my life.
What a
before
motivation.
that.
League was my first PC game.
I was just like thrown into it. Just like, bam, you gotta learn this if you wanna get your man. And I was like, okay, bring it on.
I think we can go back to the topic here. I guess for me,
Yeah, back to the
yeah,
topic.
for me, I think the pure visual novels, that's definitely like what Anna said, which is definitely the visuals initially, but also at the same time, the story actually gets to me often because as someone who reads often, I would definitely be very interested in a concept or story concept, and I would give it a try. If even if it's kind of bad or not, like at the end, like at the ultimately, if I'm reading it and I realize, oh, the story isn't that good, like it's not developing as I thought it would be, then yeah. But the point is the sense that like because visual novels are so interesting, in the sense that first of all the art appeal, that's one. Another thing is story, and then when I read the story concept and the synopsis in VNDB or visual novel database as they call it, um, and if the synopsis appeal to me, then I end up reading it, and I think I'll probably enjoy it too in the end. So yeah, well, you're next.
Next, okay. If I had to say, so 100% what pulls me into visual novels is the story. But I think
Mhm.
it's also, for me specifically, I like to read about and hear about other people's reactions to the story as well. Because with any kind of media, I like to consume it and then also analyze it. And with VNs, particularly, I think this makes it kind of special because you'll be going down one route, and with the different choices, that can lead out to different endings. And so I particularly like to kind of compare how bad endings, like good bad endings, aren't just ones where, oh, someone goes crazy and stuff happens. It's like good bad endings like build up that, oh no, this thing went wrong. And if this had continued, this is actually what would happen in the main story. That it would have a really bad ending. So I like the idea of the what ifs that visual novels provide that not a lot of games can provide.
Yep.
Although now
Yes,
more and more games are,
that's so true.
coming out with multiple endings based off of your choices.
I like to tack onto that actually. Like the ability to read. Okay, it's like another appeal of visual novels I feel is the ability to read a story and have the possibility to influence a story in any way or form.
Yeah.
So for I guess for me when it comes to romance novels, I get to choose the guy I want or like make choices, to gain points with the character I want to go with, stuff like that. Like the ability to make that kind of choices is actually really, really appealing to me. I think it also appeals to most of us here as well. So yeah, just a mention. Cupcake, anything you wanna say?
Well, for me, it's a little bit different.
Mhm.
I always enjoy a good story, so story is definitely king.
Mhm.
But I like the way you can just immerse yourself in visual novels because it's not just words, it's music, it's visuals, it's like a whole other world you can put yourself into.
Yep.
So I mean, I really like them because sometimes daily life can be really stressful, and it's just like a really fantastic escape because you can really just
Mhm.
put whatever's going on in your life and put it right there on the chair. It'll be there when you're ready for it.
Yeah.
And in the meantime,
True.
you
True.
can
True.
have a good read
True.
and a good time.
Also,
Yeah,
I really
definitely.
like that.
Also, when you have those characters sweet talk you,
Oh
you're
my
like
god,
feel
yes.
important.
Yes.
Oh,
You're like,
jeez.
oh
No.
yay! It's a cringe, but people actually like it. No one wants
It's
to
it's
admit
it's
it,
like a
but come
guilty
on, like
pleasure of sorts. Like if
like at the end of the day, especially if those VNs have audio as well, and I'm the lazy kind of person that doesn't really like to read, so I'd rather like listen someone talking to
Yeah, I'm
me.
an audio person.
I find it's very like it's pleasing to hear someone sweet talk you even though you know it's not true, like it's all fictional, but it's
Oh,
still
no.
I still like melt down hearing that guy talking sweet talk to me, and I'm like, ah, that's so nice of you, even though I know you're a you're a cheeky bastard, but like, ah.
Yeah, I think another appeal of visual novels, for both girls and guys, is the fact that, um, the main character is what with most visual novel developers, what they try to do is they try to make the character in a way relatable or bland as possible, so that you can like kind of like self-insert yourself into the character and make your choices accordingly. It's also a double-edged sword, which I think we can talk about this in another episode entirely. But just a quick mention about it. So if you feel like you're not like too into the story, if like if you don't feel like you won't be into the story, you can actually like you would take note of this. The character is designed for you to self-insert yourself into that main character. So just take note of that as well when you read VNs. So yeah. For you, anything you want to mention?
Well, you guys were talking about like how plot is good and everything, but like there's a lot of like media that you can just consume for the good plot, not just visual novels of good plot or things of good plot. So I kind of want to mention like what visual novels have to offer in comparison to other general Japanese media, because like if I'm comparing visual novels to like light novels, then you get like just the same amount of text from a light novel as like in a visual novel, but visual novels,
But there's no pretty
the
music.
visual novels offer better music. I think that's kind of underlooked. People don't like really consider the music, but I personally really like the music that visual novels have.
That's true.
You can't
Yeah,
have a
that's
good
definitely
VN
true.
without
Yeah.
good music.
Yeah.
Music
Yeah.
can completely
is
ruin the
true.
story.
And there's also like so like and there's more graphics in visual novels than like in light novels. You get way more pictures of stuff, which I think is great when the art's good.
Definitely.
And like in comparison to like
Yeah.
manga or something, manga has some good like art, like visuals, and some good story too. But one of the things about visual novels is that you get the freedom to make choices, so you get to kind of influence in your own way. So that's one of the unique things that visual novel offers: the freedom to make choices.
Mm-hmm.
So visual novels,
Definitely, yeah.
Yes.
visual novels kind of offer like a unique
'Cause sometimes
combination of things from
yeah.
other media.
It
I
is
would say
true.
visual novels is like it's like a in a way a combination of good storytelling and like good art and good music, and because it's like
Yeah.
it's in a way a hit or miss for certain things. That's why in a way it's very niche, and why most people don't particularly like go out their way to read visual novels and stuff like that. I think that's one of the reasons why.
But I think you need to try it
Yep.
to decide if it's hit or miss. Because some people might think, oh, it's a miss, but then they find a certain visual novel that they will like really, really,
Mm.
really be into, and they will change their minds. So I think it's just like you gotta keep on trying and searching
That
for
will connect with you,
something
yeah,
that
kind
like
of thing, yeah.
yes, that really connects with you. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Very good point right there. Yeah. Any final thoughts before we move on to the last segment or pseudo last segment here?
We can move on.
Yeah.
Any
That is a very
any
good
self
point.
insert VNs you guys want to like mention? Like brief mentions of honorable mentions of VNs.
Um, yeah, I think we're good.
All right.
Yeah,
Next time.
yeah.
All right.
I was gonna say next time
All right.
there.
Okay. So I guess we move on to the like our almost final section here. This
Fun.
is
Speaking of suggestions,
yes.
Maybe next
Yes.
time.
Speaking of suggestions, Cupcake has actually
Have fun.
has sat down and actually went through a bunch of recommendations that she believes would be good for the average absolute beginners who are not very into visual novels or just heard of visual novels for the first time. So Cupcake, take it away.
yeah. So as Candy said, maybe you guys weren't interested in some of the other ones we talked about that were really popular, or maybe the concept of VN is too foreign in and of itself. I've got a list here of these are Cupcake's extra special recommendations for beginners. The first one is a game called Cinders. Now, this game is actually made by a Western company. It is based on the story of Cinderella, which I believe most, if not everyone, would be familiar with. But it still has the core visual novel mechanics, like choosing your own story, so being able to like make decisions that influence the story later on, multiple routes, lots of replayability. Also accompanied by, of course, fantastic visuals and music and voice acting. This was not voice acted. I lied.
Cupcake, come on.
I had to think about it. I'm sorry. Some are voice acted, some aren't. Okay. But I think this one's a really good choice where if you're not sure visual novels are for you, but you're definitely interested, this is a really good choice because it's going to have that classic tale. Like if you just want that fairy tale ending where you get the prince, you can do that. Or you wonder what would have happened if she'd taken her life into her own hands. You can do that too. What if she became queen, but she wasn't the good queen? That's also an option. There are like 30 to 40 endings for this game, but all in the world of Cinderella. So I feel like it can be really familiar. You can kind of explore if this is something for you. It's also one that's not too terribly expensive. Last time I checked, it was about $15 on Steam. So it's a really low entry point. So it's one of many reasons I think this one would be great for beginners.
I like to chime in here a bit.
Sure.
This is the exact I'm sorry. This is the exact thing I meant when you could like influence the story in your own way. This is the exact thing I was trying to get across, and this I would say this will be a recommendation for sure.
It's really great for like showcasing that, I think. Yeah.
Mhm. So yeah, next Vian.
So the next two I'm going to talk about are a little newer. I personally am a fan of mysteries, so these next two are both mysteries.
How new is this?
Wheel of Wonderful Worlds came out in 2018, so about 2 years ago. It's had some time. It's very, very good. But it's kind of plays on the notion. So the story is based on the urban legend that if you write down your troubles on a note and pray, a god will hear your story. And maybe they'll change it for you.
Ooh.
And I can't quite say they're protagonists, because the story revolves around you being this god. You receive these letters, you read them, and you alter them. And sometimes you receive multiple letters at the same time. You can alter one or both. You can move parts from each letter into the other one. I know that might sound a little confusing, but I think those ones are really great for beginners because when you first open up the game, I know a lot of us are familiar with like, please use headphones to like ensure best audio quality or best experience, right? Most VNs have that right at the beginning. This one does a little more than that. It kind of like sets up the atmosphere, you know, put yourself in a dark room, quiet place, get yourself a hot cup of coffee, a comfy blanket. Like, I really like that. And also, because it's a little bit of mystery, it's a little bit puzzly. There's different difficulty modes. There's the normal mode, which they recommend for somebody who's like not familiar with visual novels or how they work. They'll highlight words for you. They'll give you hints, which I think is really great. Or if you're somebody who is not good at mysteries but wants to enjoy one anyway, that's also really helpful. Or if you're someone who's more experienced, has played a lot of mystery visual novels specifically, they have what's called lunatic mode, which I think is fabulous that they called it that.
Oh my god, wow.
I know. And they don't give you any hints. You're all on your own, like, good luck, Chief. But you can switch between the two at any time, or there's kind of like a third hidden option where if you're playing on lunatic mode, but like there's sometimes like you just don't know what to do, you can turn on hints without lowering your difficulty. So it'll give you like some hints, but not all of them, which I think is pretty cool. And again, I think this one is... No, you can say what you were saying.
Oh, I was going to say, I really like the idea of having difficulty modes, especially because there is a puzzle element to this VN.
But like, again, I think this one's really great for beginners because although the story can get a little more complicated than most VNs do, it guides you through it really nicely, especially with those difficulty modes, and it explains its interface extremely well. It doesn't feel like information overload like some games do.
Interesting.
So, if you like a good mystery, reading about people's lives, like some of the characters are like a quiet nerd with a hopeless crush, an impoverished artist contemplating suicide.
I'm sorry, what? A pervert artist?
Sorry, dark theme warning. If you don't like dark themes, suicide, things of that nature, depression, this definitely isn't a visual novel for you. It explores the darker side of human emotion pretty thoroughly, but it does a very good job of doing so. But like there are some happier things, like a young woman chasing her dream, a rookie police officer hoping for his first big case. And then like it's sad but kind of cute. A stray cat who just wants some food. So like there's a wide breadth of characters and stories that affect each other even if they don't know each other. It's very cool.
Hold on a minute here.
Yes, I said a stray cat. Yes, I said a cat. There's a talking demon dog, don't judge.
Oh.
Ooh.
This is even more interesting.
But yeah, this game sounds interesting to you guys.
I'm intrigued.
Highly recommend. Very good story. To me, in my opinion, very beginner friendly. I did run all these games by someone who's never played them.
Oh.
And kind of pointing things out. Had him look at the interface, play a little bit of them, and he definitely agreed with me. But they felt more accessible than like some other ones that I knew weren't.
Kind of thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, Will of Wonderful World, very, very good game. The last one is Raging Loop. Now, this one, absolutely not for the faint of heart, both in content and length. This is a very, very lengthy game, which is funny that I'm recommending it to beginners, because I think, if I remember right, it's something like 160 hours. Don't be scared by that. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It's okay.
I'm scared. No, I'm kidding.
Don't be scared. One thing people might not know, which is why I included this, some visual novels are very, very short. A short visual novel is something like 10 to 12 hours. I think we can all agree. So sometimes they're as short as 2. But sometimes they can be very, very long. It doesn't mean like one single playthrough or one part of the story is going to be that full 160 hours. That's from a completionist perspective, where, you know, that's going through finishing every single route, getting every single hint, getting every single CG, etc., etc., etc. So you can definitely enjoy this game without putting in that 160 hours, I assure you. You can probably enjoy it in just 20. But this one is really unique. If you guys are familiar with the anime Re:Zero, I guess in that one dies over and over and over. Raging Loop does a similar thing, and it also kind of takes a page out of the playbook of games like Mafia or Werewolf or Town of Salem, if you guys are familiar with those.
I'm familiar with Mafia, so yeah.
So, now keep in mind, it has similarities, nothing more. So it is not those games.
Indeed.
But essentially, it takes place in this little hidden mountain village that's essentially all but forgotten. You know, people are born in the town, raised in the town, die in the town kind of thing. They don't leave. And there's kind of this superstition that they have. They don't trust outsiders. But your main character ends up there by chance because he got into a motorcycle accident. He's fine. He didn't get hurt, but like, I definitely think he flew off a cliff. Anyways, he's not dead or anything. He's fine. But his bike is super dunzo. So he makes it to this town hoping that they can help him fix it, so just so he can leave and keep going, right? But fun, yay, he can't leave. He is just in time for the feast. That is to say, 2 wolves have infiltrated the village, and it's a game of figuring out who the wolves are before they kill you.
It's like Town of Salem, but you have time loops. Is that it?
Yeah. But one reason I chose this for beginners is, A, it's got a very cool premise. B, one of the first things it does when you open up the game is it kind of like, there's this entire character that exists just to explain to you the game, the interface, things that are happening in it that you might not understand. Which is kind of neat, because, like, she's in the game too, but, like, winky winky.
I actually love those kind of characters that just, like...
But, like, yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I do that a lot.
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay. But basically, she's introduced to you as an interface character. But she's like on the game pace, and I've seen pictures I haven't gotten to see her in game just yet, but I've seen pictures of where she's in CGs and stuff. So she's definitely also in the game. I just don't know kind of what her role is. So I'm very interested to find out.
You haven't finished this, is it?
This visual novel is so long. Like, it tells you up front that her name is Rikako, and she tells you that it's an obscenely long visual novel. She like straight up says that it's highlighted in dark red, or I should say bright red, crimson red. She's like, hey, by the way, this is a thing. So don't be surprised when it's super long. But
Just look at the warning, it's good.
back to the thing is like there's this really cool, like I'll show you guys later, and we'll probably have this on screen for you guys, but as you can see here,
Nice.
there's this really cool interface menu that if you're familiar with visual novels, you can just skip it. If you're a streamer though, definitely check out, there's one of the options here, I believe it's the third one, talks about how to share this and what the developers would like you to do. Please follow those guidelines. But it'll explain visual novels to you if you've never played one before, which I think is really cool. Not many of them do that. They don't tell you how to play them, how they should
they
be
usually
played.
just throw you in the fire.
Right. Which for some people can be a little daunting if like they've never played one before. So I really like that it does that. It explains really basic mechanics to you, like the choices, what they can do in the game, things like that. It explains some special mechanics that the game has, and then it also explains the actual game interface with you. Because again, interfaces for visual novels we're all familiar with, but they're kind of unique. Like, being able to hide the dialogue box. Most games you can't do that. You can't just look at the picture in the background. You can't turn up this character's voice but turn down this character's voice and things like that, or how to do that. So I really like that it just like it's a bit of a chunk if you read every single one. I think I read all of them. I think it was 30 minutes of reading. So it's kind of a lot, but you don't have to read all of the stuff at once. Because Rikako will tell you herself, it's okay if you don't remember everything she's told you, because she'll tell you again when you need to know the information. Which I think is super cool. So, like, if you want to know the information, it's there for you. If you want to just go into it, you can. If you're just not familiar with visual novels and you only want to read that part that explains the game and how it's played to you, you can do just that and continue. Like, there's a bunch of different options. It's really cool. So, while this one is definitely on the much longer side of visual novels, I definitely think it's still worth diving into. And it's also available on multiple platforms. It's available on Steam, it's available on PS4, it's available on Nintendo Switch.
Oh, that's cool.
Actually, on that note, I feel like lately there's a lot of new VNs get sent straight to Switch.
Yeah, baby.
A lot. That's a lot.
That's because Vita is dead and the Switch is the new VN machine. Speaking of Switch, Will a Wonderful World and Cinders are both also available on Switch.
Yep.
These last couple ones are multi-platform, which I think is really great. Especially like if you don't have a PC but you still want to try your hand, the Switch is a great place to check out visual novels.
Okay.
Nice.
Alright. Any final like things you want to say? Like anything else? Anyone?
I just hope I didn't ramble too much.
No. I think it's totally cool.
I could be understood.
You definitely had us
No,
hooked.
you
You definitely had us
perfect.
hooked on what
You
you're
were
saying.
perfect.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I think that this concludes it, because I mean, we said everything, and if we haven't said
I
something,
want
we
to
will definitely answer people questions.
Yeah, like if you think we haven't answered your questions about VNs or anything of that sort,
Or
just
maybe
trade out in the
there's something
comments.
yeah. Or maybe there's something we said that we like didn't quite get to.
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
anything,
Because I feel like I mentioned things a couple times but didn't complete the thought. Definitely hit us up. We'll answer your questions.
so we'll
Yeah.
answer the questions in the next segment. I think we'll address it first thing in the next episode. One final throwaway remark I want to say. I'm pretty sure you're very familiar with Metal Gear Solid and the guy behind it, aka and like the main designer behind it, which is Hideo Kojima. Hideo Kojima is actually someone who did do VNs before. I don't think this was covered earlier during the whole history segment of how VNs work and everything, but Hideo Kojima actually did write a VN, a cyberpunk VN specifically called Snatcher. Unfortunately I don't think we had, none of us played obviously because we're not that old to play it, but just a shout out mention there. So if you're like a fan of that guy, he has done a VN before called the Snatcher, and he has it's a cyberpunk VN, and it's fully animated according to what the description has been saying. Again, we don't have accurate information because we didn't play it ourselves, so we can't really vouch for it that much. But it's Hideo Kojima. Who would need to vouch for him? He's a great guy after all. So just a shout out to that. I think if there's something else we need to mention, I think the only thing you mentioned is that Ryu had actually just dropped out, I think, sometime back due to internet connections, so he's not actually here, and that's why he's not responding to anything. So yeah, just a ripperoonies for Ryu.
F in the chat for you.
F in the chat for Ryu. But yeah. So I think that's about it. Last few remarks though, which is mainly about the story structure, the whole episodes from this point onwards. So just a heads up, episode 0, as you can probably tell, was very meaty. I think at this point we're reaching almost 2 hours worth of recording as of now. So but in future episodes we'll try to short it down for you guys, and we'll definitely be doing less more contextual, like, or more shorter topics, or like more interesting topics, I would say, because this is more like a heads up. This is how VNs is. This is supposed to be in general an introduction to for beginners to VNs, on how to get started, what kind of VNs we recommend you, what are VNs about, so on, various genres, which I think we'll explain more as we go on down the series. So just a heads up on that. Yeah, I think that's about it. So yeah, Ryu says goodbye, even though he can't really hear, and he's not really hearing any stuff, but he does his goodbye. So yeah, so that's about it in terms of Otaku Okashi. So thank you guys for sitting down and listening to our ramblings for about almost 2 hours. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode. We'll answer your questions and everything. Yeah, and look forward to more things.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.